Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Talking Hoops. It's your girl, Coach T, joined by the lovely Coach Mac and the Ron Briscoe. And we are back. I know we've unfortunately had to miss a few episodes due to natural disasters, and we are extending our prayers to all of the affected families, people that were affected by the hurricanes that came through Florida. So, for those of you that don't know, that is the location of our amazing producer behind the glass, which led to the show not being able to go on. But we are back. And what a perfect time to come back with NBA season starting up. We have the WNBA finals that wrapped up. So, to start off, because you guys know how we like to start the show, we'll start off by saying New York Liberty, they won the championship. First time in program history after being one of the original programs of the WNBA, they finally were able to win a championship. Now, congratulations to them. Now, my question for Coach Mac and Ron, was it a foul?
Nope.
Nope,
No.
nope.
Great
I mean,
contestant,
Mac,
but not a
we're on
foul.
the same page. Guy, what you talking about a foul? Foul where?
Like, I didn't see skin touched at all.
I ain't see nothing. And you know
I,
what? She shouldn't have got them two free throws either.
Mm.
mm.
Should have
Now,
went up overtime.
I will say this. They had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to make a difference and make a play. They had 5 turnovers in overtime, which ultimately led to the breakdown offensively that led to the loss. But I felt like one of the biggest substitutions made at such a key critical time in the game is when the coach decided to take out Courtney Williams and put in the other guard. I can't remember her name right now, that had been switching with her throughout the game. When she put her in overtime and she threw 2 back-to-back turnovers to start off, I mean, it just, turnovers really have such a huge impact on momentum. What
Was
do you
that
guys?
height? Was that height the name of the other guard?
I do believe she was playing. She was the other one that was running backup
I
point
think it
behind
was height.
Courtney. Yeah.
Hmm.
I think it was height. Mhm.
Yeah, I didn't understand that substitution, especially considering the way Courtney was playing and had been playing throughout the season. Um, yeah, I have no explanation for that one. That makes absolutely no sense at a critical point. I mean, you can't say that you were trying to reserve her, to for a certain particular time of the game. Take you out for about a couple minutes, let you catch your breath, and get back in. That definitely was not the time for that. So I didn't understand the whole concept behind that.
The thing that I saw, maybe Courtney in that last game, Courtney Wimps, she really didn't look like she was flowing on all cylinders like she was in the first few games. She missed a lot of easy shots, mid-range shots she usually makes. And I don't know, but like you said, Coach, a lot of people missed a lot of shots. And I just think it was fatigue for both teams.
Hmm.
I think their legs were gone. Of course, Sabrina, you saw that she was like 1 for 19, and Stewie just couldn't make it. She'd go to free throw line, and she missed two before that, but she really didn't do that good. And they turned the ball over a lot. Both teams turned the ball over a lot. Collier really had a good game, but you can tell that fatigue started to hit her too in the end.
Oh
Mm.
yeah, definitely fatigue was played a big factor. They all looked tired. I felt like before the end of regulation, when the Lynx had a last shot, they got to take it out on the sideline, and Kayla McBride heaved it when it was
Hmm.
still plenty of time left on the clock. I mean, I really thought that she was going to the basket. That's what it looked like. The middle was parted like the Red Sea. At least that's how it looked from the angle we had. And with the game on the line, I don't know. My first thought is for the game on the line and we only need a layup, I'm going to go get a layup. I'm
Hmm.
not, we don't need hero ball, right? Or for that big moment. Now, if you're like a Steph Curry or a Sabrina, then okay, Caitlin Clark, those are layups for you. Those are your
Mhm.
shots. Those that is, but that I just think that was just a decision, and you could see almost like the instant regret from Kayla McBride after taking that shot, and it's just that fatigue affects your ability to be able to make good basketball decisions sometimes.
Yeah,
Oh
coach.
yeah.
Let me tell you something about McBride, as coach. As Coach Mac's cousin. Anyway, she made some money during this playoffs, especially during the last game. She extended her contract during this
Hmm.
last game by the way she played. And you hit the nail on the head when you said that she wanted to be the hero because she was just shaking and baking, running by people, laying it up with a left hand, right hand, saying, "Hey, can you guard me?" She was getting it done. She thought that she had a 3-point shot to kind of like ring the bell and say, "Hey, this is what I do," but it didn't go in. And you're right. You put the game to where the referee's going to blow the whistle and you're going to get to the line, you know. And she's been getting to the basket all night, and
Yep.
she decided to pull up and shoot a three, which I'm scratching my head still today about why did she do that?
Ron, when I just knew she was going to the basket. And she, like you said, she was getting to the basket with ease.
Ease.
That's her game.
That is her game. So to shoot a three with the game on the line, it really goes to show you how fatigued they actually were. Right?
Mhm.
We all know as basketball players that deep level of fatigue where it really affects Coach Mack,
Can't
you
even
know what I'm
function.
talking about.
Oh yes.
You know what I'm talking about. Think about how you feel in preseason before games start, and it's just conditioning days, and you got double days.
Man.
It's like those last 10 minutes of cardio and conditioning. Your
I
thought
know how you
process.
feel. I know how you feel. I've been
Yeah,
there many times, many times. I'm like, man, can we get this game over with, man? Somebody foul me
Please.
or
yeah.
something. Yeah, you know, ball
Somebody.
go in.
Ron, I was definitely guilty of pulling the OG move. Let me tie my shoe back up real quick.
Oh yeah, you had a couple
If
of
I
assistants.
if I got hit on a foul, let me lay here for a second, right? With enough time before coach want to walk out here, I can, go ahead make my way up. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. That
Yeah,
was
let
the
me have a
level
sip
of
of water. Let me get some towel, wipe my face.
that
You know
was the
all
level
the
of
tricks.
fatigue. But a huge congratulations to Jonquil Jones, who won MVP after
Ooh.
back-to-back years of losing, making it to the finals and losing. She got full redemption, not only walking away with the championship, but also with the MVP trophy.
I hear
Yes.
you, Coach Mac, down there clapping.
Yeah, I like John Quill. And it's just thinking about, first off, you can tell she was surprised. She was not expecting that she was going to get the MVP because when they called out her name, she was like, "What? Who, me?" Yes, you.
I was surprised too.
I thought Brianna was going to get it again, in my honest opinion, but Jonquel definitely deserved it. I'm very happy that she got it this year, and although this is not her first time getting it, but still, she's mean seen, and that's what I like about the fact that she actually deserved getting the MVP.
Oh
She
yeah.
played an important role in that
She
game.
did.
In the final game, she played a really important role. She got in foul trouble a couple of times in a couple of games, and it showed. It showed that they needed her the whole game, and
Hmm.
it made a difference when Minnesota won a couple of games. So by her being in that game to the end, she deserves the MVP.
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. And although they came up short, Nafisa Collier, who
Ooh.
she's I don't even know what you would call it because she's not from St. Louis, but she came and went to high school in St. Louis. She's from a city called Columbia where Mizzou is, about an hour away from St. Louis. But all the St. Louis people they claim her. She went
She's
to
from Missouri. That's why.
exactly. So Nafisa Collier, for the first time in WNBA history, single handedly led a playoff series, leading in points, rebounds, steals, and blocks.
A beast.
An
Oh man,
absolute beast.
her footwork was dynamic. She reminded me of having that
What?
Michael Jordan type footwork, where like, hey, I'm going left or right, which way you want me, because I'm going. Can you stop me? Pooh, she was just wheeling and dealing. Great footwork, great crossover. I tell you what, you just couldn't leave her. When she got hot, lights out.
I don't care if you got a hand in her face. That turnaround shot.
Whew.
Oh yes. That's her. That's it. All day, any day. I don't care which way you want to do it, right or left. She make it.
Jordan style.
Turn her face, right or left, whichever way you want it.
That's right.
She giving it to you.
Oh
And she
yes.
did. She did. She just got tired in the end.
That's it. They were looking to feed her, and she got some touches, but the Lynx really just ran out of gas at the end.
Yeah, they ran
And
out.
what really hurt them and put them behind were the turnovers. I mean, it's hard to recover when you're already in overtime and you are losing a possession. And then you go from losing a possession to you've lost 5 possessions and there's still 2 minutes left on the clock.
Mhm.
You
Correct.
know, that's huge swing. That is a huge swing and missed opportunity.
So let me ask you guys this: since they're transitioning the format from 5 games to 7 games, how do you think the WNBA or the finals is gonna do within this transition period of going from 5 games to 7 games, knowing how women's body is when it comes to longevity and
Mhm.
just all the above. And then we're talking about them being fatigued now, such two very good defensive teams, obviously offensive teams as well. How are they going to work playing 7 games? Because I can see a team like the Liberty and the Lynx going to a 7 game series for sure.
Mhm.
Now, just real quick, I want to say this is that I do feel the WNBA is being grossly negligent by
Mm,
looking to extend to 7 games without extending roster space. They
mm-hmm,
can only have teams only have 12 players on an active roster, and the WNBA, they don't have the luxury of a G League. They don't have the
Mhm.
luxury to be able to feed other players in as players get injured and move people around. That's not a luxury for them. So if we're going to 7 games, let's make sure we're putting in the proper protocols and also changing some of the traditional ways of how the league was set up, since we're changing
mm-hmm,
some traditional rules, and extend roster space. Make it a place where, hey, 7 games isn't going to be so bad, because at the end of the season we're only down to 7 players because we only
mm-hmm,
had 12 to start with. You get one halfway, 2 injuries before season start, and I mean you're in some trouble.
mm-hmm.
I like that,
Good
coach. I
point.
So
like how you thinking. I like how you thinking. You're right
so
about that.
like Coach Mac, like she said, the injuries, women, especially if you look in women's sports, below the waist injuries are our
Yep.
number one problems that don't allow women to keep playing
Mhm.
into having those, playing in their 30s and having that longevity that we see in the NBA. And that's hips, ankles, and knees. And a lot of
Yep.
that is associated with the impact and pounding. That is, we do have to acknowledge structurally, men
Mhm.
and women are different structurally. And it has nothing to do with not being able to do what men do, but structurally. So that is why we're more prone to those below the waist injuries. I think
Mm-hmm.
there definitely needs to be something put in place that will alleviate that, and also, protect bodies and extend opportunity.
Let me add this, coach. I think that their plan is to extend the days so they can rest more.
Mm.
That's what I'm looking at. But I don't know, but that's the first thing that came to mind. And y'all not gonna believe what I'm gonna say, but I always go to the barber shop. They're gonna say, "What do you go to the barber shop for?" You know, I go to the barber shop to
You
talk.
needed a wax.
I needed a wax. There you go, coach. Hygiene, a wax and a shave, fresh shave. Anyway, I go to the barber shop to talk to all those armchair basketball guys, coaches. could get their opinion. And they got some pretty smart guys. And that conversation came up. And I said, man, I don't know why they're doing that. They want to extend it to 7. Those girls look like they was tired and they couldn't go and they missed all those shots. You miss all those shots because you're fatigued. You don't have your legs and everything.
Yep.
Like just burned. And they want to go to 7. Well, one guy said, they're getting greedy, Ron. They're getting greedy. I said, yeah, they're getting greedy. They want that money. They see they had like 19,000, 17,000. They were selling out. And the WNBA has been like, what they had like 2.2 million viewers for the final game, championship game, the most they ever had. So they see them dollar signs. That's what they see. So they trying to get that when they need to be giving it to them ladies, and I'm glad they got that CBA already. They want
Mhm.
to renew that, and I hope that they start making 3, 4, 500,000, $1 million. Them ladies deserve it because they play so hard, and I can't believe I'm not going to be seeing a WNBA game this week. This next week, I'm gonna be seeing some lazy NBA guys play.
Except for
Ron,
my G League baby. Except for my G League
yeah,
baby. They the only one out there doing
it's a
some
lot
real
on the
hustling.
line for them, Coach Mac. Every day they're fighting for a spot.
Literally.
So you literally, so you're really having to show up. You can only imagine what a G League practice probably looks like
Mm,
compared to
Ooh,
an NBA practice. Could you imagine?
well, half the
yes.
guys are injured in the NBA. Talk about them Sixers. They don't even want to show up to play. We got my boy
No,
Zion. My
no, we
boy
can't play
Zion,
back to back. That's all.
he's not even playing tonight either.
Oh, we
Uh-huh.
we we definitely have lots to discuss for the NBA, but before we jump, I want to make sure we wrap up the ladies in a nice way.
Okay.
Real quick, Coach Mac, because and Ron, I want you guys both to speak to, now that we've discussed that more is on the line for the women, for women right now with
Mhm.
the WNBA, right? They're up in the ante right now. We're seeing a WNBA coaching firing spree right now. It is an absolute firing spree. This is something that we normally see at the end of an NBA season, but now to see it on the other side, I think it plays to, there's more pressure and there's more on the line for organizations to perform.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they chopping that block.
I
Now I
mean,
can't say I'm glad we getting somebody at Dallas because I know she I know she only been there for a couple of years, but I'm just saying we need to change.
Coach, man,
But
fill
now
out that application and go ahead and take that job. Girl, quit playing
listen,
around.
the way they were performing, I think I got a chance.
I know
I
you
think I
do.
got a chance. I strongly believe that, and I'm like, we have way too much talent. And let's talk about the draft. I still can't get over that. But the fact that we didn't get someone like Aaliyah Edwards to help us. I mean, I know we have Satu Sabli and we have what's the name? Can't even get her name out. But yes, our guard, Erica, that's her name.
mhm,
But that's like it. And
mhm.
even then, I mean, you can't rely on them the entire game. So it's like, what are we doing? What are we putting around us? And that's the issue, is that we don't have the top tier talent that we need surrounding those two. It's no different than the Mavericks. Now that you see that hopefully Clay, we still praying on that one. Clay, he's struggling a little bit in the preseason. Hopefully we just trying to get warmed up, get adjusted. So that's what we're going to stick with. But it's no different than the Dallas Mavericks. It's what we have surrounding the star player, and that's the same concept that the Wings need to do as well. So hopefully that's the plan. We shall see. But yeah, now the other ones, I have no explanation for. Like T Spoon, first year, it's like she just walked into a fire and didn't even know it. No
Yeah,
one actually expected that one. So
no, it makes me wonder, is Chicago, this is the second year now where they've made a horrible decision,
Right.
trading Gabby Williams away,
mm,
trading some key players away, and then you guys turn around and fire Teaspoon in her first year after
hmm
having missing out on playoffs by, I think it was 1 or 2 games,
yep,
and having her star player go down before it was playoff time due to injury, which could have maybe pushed them over the edge to maybe squeeze right in at the end for playoffs. But very, very shocking. It's been a firing spree. We've had the Mystics, Chicago, the Sparks, the Dream, and the Dallas Wings. And I'd imagine that we might even see one more.
LA,
Hmm.
LA too.
Yeah. They're really letting them go, but hopefully, the trajectory for Chicago still looks good. They have some good young talent, but it's tough because we did see Angel Reese having that bond with Teresa Weatherspoon and kind of seeing a different version of Angel than what we saw at LSU. So
Hmm.
hopefully they can stay on track. I did see Angel and Asia graced the cover of the um, Innovators magazine.
You saw that,
And
huh?
yeah, I did. And what I'm hoping for is that maybe they're doing some workouts in the postseason. Could you
Why not?
imagine?
That would be a huge help for Angel and her footwork.
Huge, huge. So, looking forward to seeing what happens in the coming season for the ladies, but what a great ending to a record breaking season for the WNBA. Now, jumping over to Ron's favorite NBA season has officially started. We have 2 games that have happened so far. The Knicks losing.
Mm.
The Knicks losing. Okay, I want to emphasize the
Ooh,
Knicks losing. And the Lakers coming away with the win
Oh, here we go.
over
West Coast.
Minnesota.
that's a tough
Um,
team to beat, though.
that's a tough team to beat.
Yeah.
Ron, you seem like you had something on your mind. I'll.
No, go ahead, Coach.
Say,
I'm a,
say it with your
I got,
chest.
I
Yeah,
got a
yeah,
little time. I got a little time to say it, but go ahead and finish up what
yeah.
you was going to
Okay.
say.
So, with the season now starting, all of the dramas is coming out about top 5 players in the NBA and the rankings. So, I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on what they have so far as best player rankings. One starting with Jokic, 2 is Luca, 3 is Giannis, 4 is Steph, and 5 Jason Tatum. How do you guys think that list shapes up for the 5 best players in the league?
It's a good list, but that wouldn't be my list. That's a good list. But go ahead. You got another one?
Ron, you know what question I have. You know what I
Oh,
gotta say, Ron.
let me hear it. Let me hear it. Let me hear it.
Ron,
Let me
because the disrespect is crazy, Ron. I just
let me hear what your list is. Come
That
on.
Bron is not in the top five.
that's it. LeBron not being in the top 5 makes the list invalid, Ron.
Oh, here we go.
It's automatically invalid. How you guys are gonna tell me that Mr. USA that just came back with that gold medal and whooped on Luka, Jokic, Giannis? He's not on the top 5 list?
And he wasn't in the NBA finals either.
Ah, Ron. So is it about the finals?
It's about
'Cause
what I mean.
we didn't
Look.
see Giannis there.
He had to get all these other guys to play with him in the Olympics. I don't take nothing away from that to win the gold medal. He didn't win it all by himself. He had a couple of good games. Steph
A
Curry,
couple a couple of good
he had a
games.
couple of good games. Steph Curry had good games.
Steph Curry did have a good game, but question now, Coach Back. Maybe I didn't watch the same game, but did we not watch the game where LeBron had to put Team USA in his
A couple
backpack?
of good games. He had a couple of good games. I didn't say he didn't have a good game. He had a couple. Every game that he played, LeBron didn't get it done. Steph had to come in and get it done. KD had to come and rescue in one game.
Ooh.
Okay, now Ron, are you telling me that Giannis is better than LeBron James?
Yeah, I'm telling you that.
Ooh, Coach Mack, where you stand with that?
Oh, that's tough. Is it because he's younger? I mean,
Ron just wants some.
but
Ron's trying to start some controversy right now,
I'm
huh?
just
I
telling you.
mean,
Look, you telling me how you feel. I'm telling you how I feel. Okay.
okay, I can that no.
Giannis.
I'm looking at a freight train. I'm looking at a train,
And you're looking at
and
a
then
7'2" freight train coming at you too. That's long, lanky, and will dunk on you from almost
but
the
I
free throw
think if it
line.
was if somebody's charging at me like Bron and Giannis, I think I'll probably run away from Bron. Giannis, I might challenge that one, but
Oh, you saw.
somebody like Bron
Ain't too
running
many of
towards
them
me,
challenge him, but he'll dunk on you before he run over you.
true, because he ain't trying to get hurt. I get that, but that's
Ooh.
And we got to remember how many points. How many points did he average last year? How many points did LeBron average last year? Now the Luca and
okay.
these guys, they good, but you left out SGA. You
Yeah.
left out Kevin Durant.
Now you saying SGA's top 5?
Oh yes. Oh
Mm.
yes.
Who would you replace him with? Tatum?
Yes. There you go, girl. You
I
be
can see
thinking
that.
right. You
I
thinking
can
right.
I
see that.
I could
Even
see
though
where that's
Tatum had a good
interchangeable.
game last night, and they went, they broke a record for scoring,
Yeah.
and they hit so many. They hit like 29 threes, 14 in the fourth quarter. Hey, I'll go for that. But look, he had the rest of his squad around him. He had Jalen Brown, which we know is Superman.
Yeah.
He had who was it? Harris. Uh, what was the guy that went to the Olympics? Was his
Derek
name Harris?
White.
Derek
Yeah.
White. He
Mhm.
had Derek White with him. Of course, your homeboy was there doing his thing. Okay, you know what I'm talking about, don't you? Holiday.
I knew you was gonna say it. I said, Drew.
Oh, did you? I didn't hear you.
No, no, no. I
Holiday.
was thinking it.
Okay, yeah, Holiday was there. So look, when you have guys like that, and plus Holiday, he was there in the Olympic too. So when you have all those guys playing as one, that makes a difference. But I got to go with Joker and Luca,
Yeah.
SGA, Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know what? As the season progresses, Ron, let's see if your boy Zion is able to squeeze his way in
No,
there
no, no.
because
We ain't bringing Zion ain't in the picture here. I don't know why you brought Zion's name up. Zion
Fighting
is not
words.
in the picture. It's not in the picture. Zion tonight he's sick. I'm upset. He got the flu or he got the
Clearly.
whatever. I don't know what he got. But anyway,
he's
Zion ain't even in this conversation for the top 5. Okay. See, I know how you think. See, you think you slick.
I'm just saying, Ron. I'm just saying.
Zion's not in the
We'll
conversation.
do a monthly check-in to see if your top 5 changes based on how the season goes. But
Okay, it could
this
change. It
it
could
could
change. But
I think
right
it
now,
could
that's my
change.
top 5. Because MB is not in there either.
He shouldn't
No.
be near he's nowhere near the
No.
list.
No.
Now,
Speaking of
LeBron's in the
Embiid,
top 10. LeBron's in the top 10, but he's not in the top 5.
debatable.
I'm
Speaking of Embiid,
just telling the truth. I'm just telling the truth.
sorry, Angel, we have to take a moment to talk about your team, but my gosh. And then don't worry because I'm moving over to the LA team next. But
Oh,
they have to get it as well too. But for those of you that don't know, Joel Embiid went on to make a statement that he will more than likely never play back-to-back games for the rest of his career. Kevin Garnett made a statement in response. 82 games, man, this what the F job calls for.
that's right. And he say some more choice words too, but we can't,
Of
we
course.
can't say him.
He did. He absolutely did. But we have straight out of garbage Embiid. What's the next step? I mean, one, are we surprised? Are we surprised?
I'm not.
No.
And we talked about why did they re-sign him?
Why? They could have really spent that money, split it up, and used it different ways. But the NBA will more than likely be launching an investigation into Philadelphia player Joel Embiid because out of his total games played, including playoff games, Joel Embiid has played 500 games, but he has missed 376.
Goodness.
Oh yeah, I'm wearing a T-shirt, stealing money. I am. I'm wearing a T-shirt called "Stealing Money." And
And a face with
stealing
Joel
money
right
in
up
the
under it.
NBA. Huh? I'm
With
sorry.
Joel's face right up under it. How to steal
Yeah,
money with Joel's face right up under it.
in the NBA.
And
Yep.
for those of you that don't know, an investigation isn't out of the norm in a case where a franchise's star player has missed a substantial amount of games. So this is something that has occurred before in the past. However, we just haven't heard about it recently. But the next person that needs to be investigated right next to him is Ron's boy, Kawhi Leonard.
What you mean, my boy Kawhi Leonard? Kawhi Leonard, he's not gonna play. He's hurt. There's a little girl said he hurt.
We have a comment come in that said, "Call off King."
Yes.
I like that.
I mean, for those of you that don't know, Kawhi Leonard is out indefinitely
That's right.
with inflammation in his knee, which is probably the same inflammation
It's probably just a
that
torn meniscus.
that took him out and didn't allow him to play and participate in the Olympics. So, as we know, they say that Kawhi Leonard was upset about Pandemic P deciding to go to Philly. And when P told him he was leaving, he said Kawhi didn't even respond. He just hung up the phone. And I say Kawhi needs to have that same energy with his own career. Kawhi, I think it might be time to hang the phone up.
Yeah, he is. He's probably going to retire real soon.
Should retire real
If he
soon.
hasn't retired already, he's just going through the motion of,
We
going
got to
through
get
the
them years
contract.
in.
Yeah. Well, I think he's got over 10 years in the league. So
It
he
is
should be
time.
good.
I mean, he's dragging it. Me personally, I would hate to end my career on being remembered as being injured the whole time. I
Maybe
mean,
it's worth waiting for, Coach.
maybe it makes room for a painful exit, though.
Mm.
I mean, this is just
He's going out the door, you know.
it doesn't matter how we slice it and dice it. I think, can we say Kawhi Leonard's career is over? Like, are we at a space where we can maybe say that with a little bit of confidence?
I agree with you. I agree with that
Yeah.
statement. I think it's over with. His knees don't keep flaring up. If he doesn't get the doctor to take care of it, then the doctor probably going to tell him, if he hasn't already told him, hey, you done, dude. You done. He said, well, I look like I got to milk this contract, but they know I'm hurt.
They know.
He hurt.
Coach Mack, your thoughts is
He been over. This been over. Like, just waiting for him to just go ahead and say this is his farewell. That's all. Next. Treat them like they did PG.
Yeah.
Oh, George.
Cold. She just said next.
Next. Like, that's been over.
Hey, Coach Mack.
Coach Mack doing him like he ain't even got a ring, Ron. That man got a
That
ring.
man got a ring.
Man, that don't even matter no more.
Coach
You
Mack
ain't-
said,
you
"What
ain't-
ring?"
You ain't played since I don't know when. I forgot about the ring. That don't even matter no more.
He ain't played in 2 years, huh, Coach?
I forgot all about the ring. Like, what? Kawhi did what? When did he do that? Oh, yeah, he did do that, didn't he? See, when that come to mind, when you hear
He
Kawhi,
has 2 rings, don't he?
and you forget about it because all you hear about is him being hurt
2? I thought he had 1, Ron.
San
with
Antonio
the Raptors. Oh, yeah,
and the
yeah.
Raptors, huh?
And the Raptors, so yeah.
He got one
Yeah.
with the Spurs?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think he won one with the Spurs
Early in the,
Okay.
when Tim Duncan and all was there.
yeah.
Got it.
was
Okay.
early,
He was the young
early,
buck still. Okay.
early.
When he was still young. Yeah, I mean, he sure hasn't left that bench in 2 years. So I completely understand. But history being made as the first father and son duo played in the first game together, whether it's nepotism, favoritism, or any of the other isms, history was still made. So, what a special moment
Yes.
for the
I'm
James
clever.
family.
I'm
Even if
getting.
Bronny never plays in another NBA game, they got to experience some history. So, I wanted to ask you guys, based on what we've seen so far, what are your predictions for the trajectory of Bronny James Jr.'s career in the league?
G League. I'm still saying G League.
Fair.
I agree. I agree with you.
Yep.
They,
Still
they
saying
just
G
want to get
League.
this. They just want to get this formality out of the way.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So they say, okay, Bron, we good now. You'll stay.
Yeah, yeah. And he played
I'm,
well. He played well too.
he did, but let's talk about those that's defending him. I mean, it's like bare minimum defense. So does that really count?
The
The only
lazy
the
guy
only
in the
one
NBA.
the only one that was finna give him a real good solid block. That was KD, but they called a foul, but we ain't
They
gonna go
did.
neither here or there.
That was
But
hilarious.
everybody, yeah, it was. 'Cause I'm like, come on now.
KD hasn't jumped that high in years. Can we talk about that? he
Waiting for
made
that block.
he was
KD got some. He's competitive now.
He was
He's
waiting for
competitive.
that one. But everybody else, I mean, it was like passive defense. I mean, although it's not like much defense is played in the NBA anyway, but still, when I watched the clips and things such as that, I'm like, could they have gone, a little bit harder defensively? Yes, but because it's Bron, mm,
There you go.
Desiree said,
They give him a
grand opening,
Matador type defense.
grand opening, grand closing. And yes, and that is exactly what it is. And his suitcase might already be packed up for his G League arrival. So that is not a problem. I think it's a great place for him to go develop.
hmm
And I think we see that he has the skill there. The skill is not the question now. It's the confidence and the capacity to be able to play consistently
yep.
at that level. That is what it'll definitely be about. But it was good to see nonetheless history being made. I want to move over to our good boy Giannis and what the future holds for him at Milwaukee if they do not make it to the finals this year.
Mm.
That's a good question.
What type of pressure do the Bucks have on them from you guys' perspective this season to make this one? Would we say this is a make or break season for Giannis with the Bucks?
Oh, absolutely.
You think so? Okay.
Yes,
Maybe for the
I
coach.
definitely think so.
I'm thinking
And
for
yeah,
the.
I was about to say it started really then, but they gave him a grace period since Doc was new, and let's see how
Mhm.
this whole
Yeah.
chemistry blends. But now y'all done had half of a year for the most part. Then you got the summer, so we expecting for some things to happen, and if it don't happen, we got to make some changes.
Well, Middleton is out for the year. I don't
Mm,
Ooh,
know if you knew that. Yeah, he got
mm.
hurt. He got hurt a couple of days ago,
that's gonna hurt.
and yeah,
Ooh, that
he's out. He's out.
hurts.
So that right there, may cause some ripple effects. But we're going to see. We're going to see if Bobby Portis can come in and get it done, and Lopez can get it done and stuff like that. But they
Mm.
still they still need to get a couple of really good defensive players like Drew Holiday was with their team, and another really good shooter. So we're going to see how Doc gets this team going and ready for the rest of the season.
Well, one person I know that is coming back, the Nats is gonna be there.
Ah, here we go, the cheerleader.
Hold on, Coach Mac, because not only is he coming back, but they're ready to cut their
Yes,
2022 first round draft pick to free up a roster spot for him to be back on the team
but
after
the
his
Nats.
injury.
What are we talking about here?
We're
I
talking about what LeBron did
No,
with Bonnie James. They did the same thing. They put them
hey,
on the team. He on the team, right?
I
Ron,
feel like Bronny and Thanasis. Who do I have more hope with?
I like how Coach did that.
Coach Mac, if you
Mm.
had to put your last $20
Ooh, God.
on who you got, who you taking for
Oh,
your last dub.
I might not. I can't gamble that day. I can't. I can't gamble that day.
You know what, Coach?
I feel like I'm gonna lose either way.
Coach, he needs to go down to the G League too. That's he need to be a G League baby for you
Oh,
too.
he'll thrive in G League.
I
For
know that's where
sure.
he need to go. That's where he
He'll
need to
thrive
go.
in G League.
He don't
But
need to be
now
on the bench like Bronny
Thanasis.
don't need to be on the Lakers bench, and he don't need to be on the Bucks bench.
But at least Bronny just basically Bronny's still a baby. He got room to grow. Thanasis is grown. It's time for Thanasis to find something else to do. Like go start a tech company or something. Cause
He got money.
right. It's
Start
not
a
like he's
tech company, Coach Mac.
get you.
Coach Mac, why can't he try and get on the staff?
Oh,
He can't
Thanasis.
try and coach player development, nothing.
He can do that.
Definitely not player development. We gon' he can be an analyst. We'll find somewhere on the team for him. We'll create a position for him.
How about he can be a manager and
He
give the
already
girls and
that.
the drinks out?
That's what he does right now, Ron.
He
I
already
guess they could give
manager.
him an
Make it
official
official.
title.
Make it official.
Make it official. Wow. I mean, I can't. Now, I think it is a big season for Giannis. And I think it's a season that will decide if he stays with Milwaukee and sign an extension or if he'll shop around for a new home. I don't mind seeing Giannis shop around for a new home. I think, in the phase that NBA is in right now, staying long term on a team, just
Mhm.
isn't there's just not it's not happening right now. And I think we're starting to see talent being distributed a little bit more evenly across
Mm-hmm.
the NBA. So with that, and the East now leveling up because the West has just always dominated in recent years, and the East now kind of that talent again spreading out. I wouldn't mind seeing Giannis go somewhere else. He's always been with the Bucks since he came into the league. I think sometimes things run their course,
Yep.
and trading away Drew Holiday is one of those things just down that self-destruct path that I feel like the Bucks went down. Middleton can never stay healthy and they don't sign anybody in replacement of him. Instead, you get rid of your starting point guard who was a part of the championship team for somebody who hasn't even smelt the final series before. And no offense to Dame, but Dame doesn't even know what a final series looks like.
Mm.
And you trade away your starting point guard who shined during that final series when they won the ring. So
Mm.
I think it'll be interesting to see what happens, but I think this is definitely a make or break year. Then the coaching change. Doc Rivers backdoor Adrian, or not Doc Rivers, but the league, the team, excuse me, Milwaukee. You have him as an advisor, then you take him from an advisor and you say, actually, we're just gonna go ahead and get rid of you and make him the head coach. And I just feel like that front office with Milwaukee just it's been a self-destructive path in this last few seasons. So Damian Lillard not performing the way that they probably hoped and predicted that he would.
Mhm.
So we shall see what ends up happening, but I think this is Giannis's last season with the Bucks.
I think our fan Desiree made a valid point about Giannis staying at Milwaukee is going to keep him stagnant, which I mean that's pretty much what he's been like, honestly, from what I can think of for these past couple of years. So just being there, I mean, it's like it serves no purpose. So yeah, we'll
Uh,
see.
Agreed. Now, a slippery slope I want to discuss that I found to be interesting, as we discussed before on the show, Jonte Porter, the younger brother of Michael Porter Jr., being uh, banned from the NBA for betting on himself, betting on his unders. Now, the league has been in talks about asking these sports betting books to not allow betting on unders for players who are on a two-way contract or a 10-day contract. And I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on the league going to these sports books and asking them to make this change for, all of these new betting options and sites and all of that they have created in these last few years.
That's tough. Because when I think about, because basically it's G League players, two-way, 10 days. And you got some phenomenal players that's coming in that's hungry and that's making a difference. So for that to not occur, that kind of sucks. But I mean, because you could probably make some good money off of it, especially if you're the one that's actually following the players and following how they play and their career and things such as that. Yeah, that sucks there.
Yeah, you're right, coach. But they're trying to keep it to where the players don't get to where some organized crime people come in, or some type of bookie comes in.
Hmm.
This takes advantage of them, uh, catch them doing something wrong and blackmail them, so they'll help to go in and throw the game. And I know how they can be. And then some guys just like, hey, I don't care. I'm gonna throw the game anyway, and I'm betting on myself and all of this. They don't want to get to that, but they have started something with this betting stuff that they can stop. They let
Yep.
Penn out of the box, and now they're trying to figure out a way to get her back in the box. And they they knew what they was doing. Now they gotta they gotta contain it, control it, and that's going to be hard to do.
Absolutely. We've always discussed how much of a slippery slope that it actually is, but to now see them trying to implement rules around it, um, when they are the creators of it. I'm like, you guys, you want to create the monster and then tell the monster not to be a monster anymore.
Mhm.
Tone down a little bit. So I found that to be interesting. I do think that a lifetime ban was a bit excessive, though.
Yeah,
Hmm.
definitely so.
I think a lifetime ban, especially we're talking about a player that's never had any trouble before in the league. There's never been any, I think maybe a ban for a season, 2 seasons, something like that. But a lifetime ban and to only be 23, 24 years old, um, that's tough.
Trying to set
Hmm.
an example. That's what they're trying to do.
Yes. They figure that if you're not a two-way or on a 10-day contract, you have more to lose, so you wouldn't be
Mhm.
willing to take that risk. But Coach Mack, I wanted to see if you can give us any updates on major G League babies that now maybe have obtained a contract to start off the regular season or signed any new deals.
Yes. So I definitely want to start off with Memphis. Y'all know they have been my team to watch. Specifically the point guard, Yuki. I think he's what, like 5'8", something like that.
Yeah,
Phenomenal point guard.
yeah.
Man, if y'all have not watched him, please, please go and watch him. When I tell you, he makes some amazing passes. He's like a really, really good point guard, hands down, period. So I'm really looking forward to him. Scottie Pippen Jr. has just signed a contract with
Mhm.
Memphis. So that's one of the players that will be on the Memphis Grizzlies. Again, Memphis has been known to really utilize G League. So quite a bit of their players are still playing. But one player I do want to bring up is Kenny Lofton.
Hmm.
Um, he's, well, first off, he has signed a deal with China.
Hmm.
He's been in and out of the NBA from G League to NBA, for several years. And I just find it quite interesting how he's been one of the players that have been very productive in the NBA and in the G League, but yet keeps getting waived year after year after
Hmm.
year. I think G League, he may have scored 50 points. In the
Hmm.
NBA, he has scored
Mhm.
40 points. So it's kind of like, okay, what is happening with this particular player? Why does he keep getting waived? Like, what is going on? So that's just one player that I've been kind of watching for the most part. Um, Who else is another one? Mateus, which is in Chicago. Love to watch him play. He had a really, really good summer also. So definitely looking forward to watching him play with the Bulls this year. And we have several other G League players that have signed contracts. So
I
yeah,
saw
the list is
Mac
on.
McClung. I saw Mac McClung.
Yes, with
Who did
Orlando.
he sign? Yeah, with Orlando?
Yes,
Okay.
finally. And he's been in and out. He's another one that's kind of been in and out, mostly more so of out than in. But for sure, he has signed a contract with Orlando. So I'm really looking forward to watching him play as well. I think he's probably more so of a fan favorite. Not saying that he can't play, but he truly is a fan favorite that a lot of
Mhm.
people are behind. Like, why is this guy not in the league? So I think we're going to start seeing more G League players more G League players, their face is being seen a lot more in the NBA than we've normally been seeing lately.
Yeah, and then Scottie Pippen Jr., he was with the Lakers.
Hmm
And
He was
then
with the
in the
Lakers.
G League, and he was like, I don't want to play for the Lakers. I want to play for Memphis.
He played with the Lakers in the G League, not the Lakers themselves. So now he's with Memphis. But yeah.
That's right. He got
Ron,
drafted by the
you know,
Lakers.
Now,
Ron trying to throw a little salt, on the
I'm
wound,
just
Coach
telling the
Mac.
truth. I'm just telling the truth, the
You know
facts.
how Ron
Look
likes
it
to
up.
do.
Look it up. I be telling the facts. I don't be playing. I'm giving the facts. He was drafted by the Lakers. They let him play a little bit. Then they say, no, you're not good enough. Then they sent him to the G League. And then he got in the G League. And then he signed with Memphis. Then he
yeah.
signed a contract. I don't want to play with the Lakers. I'm playing with Memphis.
Well, I don't think it was really his choice, Ron.
Yeah, it was his choice. Because he signed with Memphis. But anyway, Coach, that was a very good synopsis on the G League players. There's really a lot of good players, and you're right. My boy be dropping those dimes though for Memphis.
Hmm
He's dropping them dimes, and I can't wait to see. As a matter of fact, Chicago's playing my New Orleans team, and when I get off, I'm gonna be right there, front and center.
Oh yeah, this should be Lonzo Ball's debut back into the league.
I'm gonna be watching for him. I'm gonna give you a report the next time we come on.
Yes, I know, and we are at the end of time, with 2 minutes left. But Ron, hopefully next week we'll come back. It'll be a lot more games played. Hopefully we'll have some better news for both the Pelicans, the Philadelphia 76ers, and for the Lakers. Even though we have our first win of the season, but we shall see if
You only won by 7 points, so don't act like y'all won like by a lot, like Boston. Now that's something to talk about. But look, if
hey
it
Ron.
wasn't for Anthony Davis being on fire and the way he should be playing all season long, the Lakers wouldn't have
Touche.
done it. The
Listen,
Lakers
Ron, they
got
they
the
don't
done.
say 1 by 7. They just put a dub or a L. So I'm gonna take that win. It could have been by 0.3 points.
I
Listen.
forgot. I forgot. Mama, there goes that man. There you go.
But thank you to everybody who tuned in. For our new viewers, thank you. We enjoyed having you all. We will be back next Wednesday, same time, same place, and we look forward to seeing you all then.
Bye bye, everybody.